Hi guys, it's Mrs. Wostratsky. I hope you guys are having a great day. Please be extra nice to your sub today. Sorry I'm gone, but I will be back on Monday and I'll be able to help you guys through any problems that you're having with these. But let's take a look at our notes for today. The first part of our notes are just a review. So what I want you to do is take a minute and pause this video and try problems 1 through 6. This is what you guys worked on yesterday. So go ahead and pause this, and then when you guys come back, I will go through all of these answers for you. So take a pause and I'll come back. All right, hopefully you guys have tried these on your own. Again, what you're supposed to do if you read the directions, identify if it's addition, subtraction, or multiplication. Make sure you look in between the parentheses. The first one is a subtraction problem. Remember from yesterday, when we do subtraction problems, you have to make sure you distribute the negative. So it becomes a minus 5x and a minus 15. Now we can combine our like terms together. 3x and a minus 5x give us a negative 2x. And a negative 5 and a negative 15 together give us negative 20. It's in standard form, so we're done. Next one is a multiplication problem. Notice that the parentheses are right in front of it. There's nothing in between. This one's just regular distributive property. So we're going to have to multiply everything. So 2 times the negative 3 gives us the negative 6. Remember from yesterday, if you have 7 x's and you're multiplying that by 2 x's, altogether you have 9 x's. When you multiply, we add those exponents. Then we keep going. 2 times the negative 5 gives us the negative 10, and that becomes an x to the 8th. And then finally distribute the last one, and 2 times 7 gives us 14, and we have x to the 7th. There are no like terms. They all have a different exponent, and it's highest to lowest, so it's in standard form, so we're done. Next one is another multiplication problem. Again, you can tell that the 2 parentheses are directly next to each other. There's nothing in between them. So this one is the one that we call double distributing. Some teachers, again, will refer to it as FOIL, like we talked about yesterday. Usually you hear me say double distributing. So we're going to distribute the x to everything. We're going to do x times 2x. That gives us the 2x squared. And then the x times the 5 is going to give us a plus 5x. Then you need to distribute the negative 1 to everything. So a minus 2x and a minus 5. Then we just have to combine our like terms together. So 2x squared, we get a plus 3x and a minus 5. That's multiplying 2 binomials together. When you look at number 4, be really careful. There's a plus in between, which means that this is an addition problem. I tend to see a lot of people wanting to multiply these. This one is not multiplication, it's addition. So it's just combining our like terms. So we've got a 4x and a negative 5x. There's nothing with the 2x squared, so I'm actually going to go right to standard form and write that first. You could save that to the end if you wanted to. 4x minus 5x gives you a negative 1x, and then a minus 7. Next one, these 2 parentheses are right next to each other. There's no plus or minus in between, so that's multiplication. So another double distributive. We get x times x is x squared plus 5 times x plus the negative 5 times x, and then plus negative 5 times 5 gives us negative 25. Notice what happens in the middle when you combine these 2 terms together. 5x and negative 5x, those cancel, and we get just x squared minus 25. The last one of the review, another multiplication problem. There's nothing in between them, so we're multiplying. So another double distributive. X times x gives you x squared. Then it becomes, a minus 6x, and then another minus 6x. Sorry, I forgot the x. And then negative 6 times negative 6 gives us a positive 36. Notice this one's different from number 5. These both have the same variable and the same number, but one's negative and the other one's negative, so they don't cancel out. So we get a minus 12x plus 36. And that's our answer. That's a review from yesterday. Let's take a look at the new stuff here. So if we look at number 7 and 8, notice these, we are squaring something. When we are squaring on this, we have to go back and think about what it means to square something. When we square something, like if you have 4 squared, I'm just going to write that up here. If you have, like, for example, 4 squared, we know that means 4 times 4. When you square something, it's something times itself. So if I have x minus 6 squared, that means I'm going to take x minus 6 and multiply it by x minus 6. So this is actually a multiplication problem. If you look closely, it's actually the problem that we just did, number 6. So I'm going to go quicker through the double distributing, x times x, and then minus 6x, minus another 6x, and a plus 36. We get x squared minus 12x plus 36. Again, it's actually exactly the same problem as number 6 right above here. They're the same. One's just written as a squared. If we look at number 8, it's another squared problem. Again, whenever you see the squared, write them down twice here. So when we look at this one, again, it's another just double distributive problem. It's a multiplication problem, so we multiply. 3x times 3x gives us 9x squared. That becomes a minus 12x when we distribute. Then distribute the negative 4. We get another negative 12x, and then negative 4 times negative 4, positive 16. So 9x squared, combine your like terms, minus 24x plus 16. Really, 7 and 8 are exactly like what we did yesterday. It just starts off looking different because it has the squared. The last two problems here look crazy and look long, but really they're just the same thing as what we did yesterday, except we can't really call it double distributing just because there's a lot more to distribute here. Same idea though, we're going to take the x, and instead of just distributing it to the two things, we're going to distribute it to all three. So we're going to do x times the 2x squared, which gives us 2x to the third. Then x times the x, we get a plus 1x squared. And then x times the negative 4, we get a minus 4x. Now we still have to distribute the negative 3 to everything. Now you can just write it all in one line if you want to. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to kind of write it underneath and line them up with its like term. I think it makes it easier to simplify at the end. So if you're distributing negative 3, it's going to be a negative 6x squared. I'm going to write it underneath the x squared. Again, it's not required to do that. I think it's just sometimes helpful to keep yourself organized. Negative 3 times the x, we get a minus 3x. And then the negative 3 times the negative 4, we get a positive 12. Again, this is another multiplication problem. Again, the reason I like to kind of put them on top of each other, I think it makes it easier to find the like terms because we've got a lot of them here. 2x cubed. And then when we combine the x squareds, minus 5x squared, minus a 7x, and a plus 12. Pause this for just a minute and try number 10. It's exactly the same thing, so see what you can do. Try it, pause it, and come back. Okay, hopefully you tried it on your own. We're going to distribute the 3x to everything. So 3x times 2x squared gives you 6x cubed. 3x times the minus 4x, we get a minus 12x squared. Remember, the x times x gives you x squared. And then 3x times the negative 1, we get a minus 3x. Now we're going to distribute the negative 2. Right here we get a negative 4x squared. When we distribute the negative 2 here, be careful, the negative and negative make it a positive 8x. Negative 2 times the negative 1 then gives us a positive 2. Again, this is another multiplication problem. Combine your like terms together. Again, because I put them kind of on top of each other, it makes it a little bit easier to see. We get a 6x cubed minus 16x squared plus the 5x plus 2. And that's our answer. So what I want you guys to do is you can stop the video and I want you to try these on your homework on your own. Now on the homework for tonight, just to do a quick explanation of it, make sure you read the directions in bold on the top. It's homework number 3. Notice it says this homework will be graded on accuracy. It says you will need to pick problems that will earn you a minimum of 20 points. You must do homework, or you must do problem number 7 and problem number 13. Otherwise, you may select problems from any of the 4 categories. So when you get it, you'll see there are 4 different categories and they're worth different points each. Category 1 is 2 points. They're a little bit easier. Category 2 is worth 3 points. Those are maybe a little bit harder. Category 3 is worth 4 points. Again, those get a little bit harder, but they're worth more points. And then category 4 is worth 5 points. So again, those are definitely harder. But keep in mind, This homework will actually be graded on accuracy. That means to earn your points, you actually have to get all of them correct on there in order to get it. So you have to get everything correct to get that point value. So you may want to do a few extra problems here or there in case you get one wrong. That way you can add up to your 20 points. So this is actually going to be a 20-point homework assignment. Again, read the directions. I'll have the sub try to explain it a little bit more, but just to kind of explain it on there, again, you need 20 points. The two that you need to do are circled on there and written as well. Okay? Have a great day. Hopefully this helped you guys, and I will see you guys on Monday. Bye.